You take a payout today?
Say it again.
Did you take a payout today?
Not today. No,
Oh,
not today.
that's okay. It doesn't have to be every day. Taking a couple though, yeah.
Yeah, I have taken a couple. Well, yeah, not today.
Okay. Well, I've got some news for you.
Okay.
Maybe. You just have to wait until all the Zoom stuff catches up. I
Okay.
got some news for you.
Okay.
But good evening, everyone. YouTube is trying to set up right now as we speak. It's setting up the meeting, or at least that's what it's telling me on this picture here. So we'll see. Hopefully that all goes through. And ta-da, it's working. Probably not on the right hyperlink, but once they're dislodged, it's really hard to get them relodged again. Okay, so we're good there. Obviously, disclaimer, you guys know all that stuff. Apex still has their 90% off for one more day, I think, till the end of tonight. But honestly, real talk, I still think Take Profit Trader is better. I did go ahead and update my link tree with a link for Funded Next. I haven't talked a lot about them. I do like them. I did get a payout from them. What I like most about them mostly is just that they don't rebill, which is kind of cool. But obviously their prices are much higher. So I didn't want to switch everybody from place to place to place. I think Take Profit Trader is an easy way to get a play out, and so is Blue Guardian. And it's a lot less psychological impact. I just think it's so easy. And of course, Apex for the big $1 million goal. So that's all of that stuff you guys already know. And because we have a ton of winners and we've got 3 minutes left, we, I think, are officially at $1 million as of this week worth of giveaways, and we're not even in June. So kind of exciting. We can probably update that and say $2 million in prizes, but we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do as a community. And that's on that. So we do have our winner, which I guess because we have 2 minutes until open, I'm going to go ahead and save that until after. But I will show you who our winner is from last week. We're going to announce it on this call, and then we'll get it posted in the community as well. I'm going to come in here, make sure everything is set up accordingly. I'm going to put this at 20 o'clock, and we should get our little box here in a moment. On the 2 minute time frame, I'm on NQ, and here was where we're at. Man, did this sucker go up. We still haven't hit that white kind of target area we were talking about, though. So that remains to be the case. And we're still pretty much hovering over yesterday's low. Let's see. Now minimize that and we'll announce that. And we've got 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, actually, it's a good minute. It's a good minute to do that. We have our winner from, there we go. Look who our winner is, Joshua.
Oh, oh my God.
You get it. And I know honestly, you not only are you getting payouts, but I feel like good things comes and they come in sets. So I know you've got some trials and things that you've been going through. So between your skill that you're gaining and everything else going, I think God has got some good things in store for you. I know it's like just it's a small little thing, but it's awesome because I know with that account you can go get more payouts. You
No,
can.
that's big. That's big for me. Thank you, Jenny. Oh my God.
Hey, this is fun announcing it on here. It's way funner. That is,
We was
and
just talking about that today,
We
Josh.
just talked about that. Oh my God, man. I gotta wow.
okay, what were you guys talking about winning the challenge?
No, him trading another, getting another payout and buying another challenge.
Okay, see, look at that. See, God's got you in the smallest of ways sometimes, but it's like they're huge ways in their own ways. I love that. And now there you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm glad we had to do that on here. I'm so happy for you.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my God.
So baby steps. Listen, you're well on your way to a couple of accounts, and I promise you that's life-changing money if you're already getting payouts. Um, but here we go. So market open, 8 p.m. I have been playing a lot with this breakout strategy, and as you know, just the orb has become like the talk of the town, which is awesome, but it also kind of, I think, dilutes some of the concept. So while we wait this minute for this candle to close, I'm just going to yap for a second because really, I like the opening hour better than the 9:30 hour. And I've been running some tests, kind of deciding where I stand on some of this stuff in the big picture. But remember, market opens at 9:30. And if I go back and I look at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m., which you guys know I like 8 a.m. a lot, I like 9 a.m. better than 9:30. Obviously, the volatility is a lot more at 9:30, but seriously, just using the opening hour, like even David was saying, he uses an early morning time. Not every day is going to be perfect. You still need to de-risk if you're on a losing streak. You need to learn how to let your winners win a little bit more and cut your losses a little bit less, a little bit short. But I like it. I like it a lot. So I'll come on here like at 7, not at 6 so much like Trader A, but I'll just keep doing it over and over and over again. And it's amazing how well it works. So kind of nice, actually. But we've got 2 seconds left. It looks like we're going to break out to the downside, which I'm very in favor of. Gold to the upside. I did not look at crude and my M to the downside. So tonight, I think I'm going to be looking at this gold trade. We took a beautiful little swing to the downside. So I'm looking for gold as a buy. As soon as we break out, not in this yet. Oh, and I'm missing the other one. Hold on. So gold as a buy, I'll come clean that up. And I'm gonna down risk a little because full transparency, I already have quite a bit invested into NQ. So I'm gonna come here too. Yes. What are you guys looking at? When they break. Who's whispering?
Okay.
David, are you whispering sweet nothings?
Oh, sorry.
I'm just joking with you. Okay, so we got gold. When it breaks out, I'm looking for that buy. I would even be tempted to put the pending down. NQ. I'm already in NQ on a sell. I had a JGS entry a little bit on the upper end there. So I don't need another NQ trade. I'm gonna hold that and hopefully let it manage well. So I'm gonna be looking at ES. But right now we're still respecting this level, so we're having a hard time getting through that. And gold, kind of not going anywhere. Not yet anyways. We're trying. Just clicking around. Hey, Googles. Oh, we're pushing up, so no entry yet. And we're pushing up on NQ, but I've already got that position locked. And gold is trying to break out. It looks like gold might be the first mover. I only took one trade this morning, but it was a perfect, seamless, no drama kind of trade, which is kind of what we want sometimes. And we wait. Not as fun, not as exciting to sit and wait. Hi, Trader A, you updated your photo.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, see, you're so pretty. Your picture matches your voice so well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, we wait. And then nothing's happening just yet. Again, I'm taking ES. You're welcome to take NQ. The setup is very comparable, but we don't have that move just yet. We're waiting. We're being patient. If we're respecting that midline well, which with 50 seconds left, it doesn't look like we are. It looks like we're going to push up a little bit harder. So we'll see if we respect that midline. I don't mind taking a little bit of an early entry. But right now it looks like we're trying to break it. So I can't be doing that. And then still no move. Well, this was a fun one. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Y'all Texans. How many people on this call are from Texas? Let's find out. 1, 2, 97. No, I'm joking. Most of you guys are from Texas. Most of you guys represent Texas on here. David, you don't live in Texas too, do you?
I do.
Nothing.
Weatherford, Texas.
Oh,
Eh,
you,
I didn't get to talk. I wasn't on it when I listened to the rerun. Y'all are talking about where you want to move, and I said, "Man, I should have been on there because I live way out in the country where they raise quarter horses and cows.
Where are you at, David?
Weatherford, Texas. I'm west of Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I used to live out in, well, I mean, it's further away, but I used to live out in Huntsville,
Yeah,
That's
going about
listen,
four
that's,
hours
a
from
lot though, like we talked about
Dallas.
before.
yeah.
Crude is breaking out, guys, but crude was in this pretty big range. So here comes ES. I don't want to spend too much time on crude. Crude was just stuck in this range. It kind
And
of
gold
pumped
is breaking too, Jenny.
and gold. I've dropped my pending on gold, so I'm good on gold. Move this out the way. Maybe I'm going to move these heads out the way. So I'm selling ES and buying gold. So here's my entry on gold. This is a different account. And then ES.
You have some candy? Yes, Bubba. Yes, yes.
Tell
What
Kate
is
no
happening?
candy. No
Oh,
candy.
am I on? Oh, so sorry. Thought it was muted. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to take these trades and it told me that it's because I got a new oh gosh, I'm missing all of this right now.
Hey,
Gotta be
Dawn,
kidding me.
you're not supposed to be this emotional about trading, you know?
Well, I did
I'm
it.
joking,
I
I'm
set up
joking.
a new funded account. And it's saying this is not tradable on trade. I'm like, oh, I need to do the thing. Sorry, guys. I did not know I was.
You might have the wrong instrument selected.
Yeah, well, it was the ones that I had before when I was on my Apex account, and then I switched over, but I don't know why it's telling me that. Why? Why? I'll figure it out. Well, y'all have fun winning those trades.
Hey, gold hasn't even moved very far yet. Hold on, let's go back to gold. Gold is in drawdown. Like the gold is still fine. How is it in drawdown? I took the wrong girl. I'm so smart.
You took the wrong side, Jenny.
I did that.
Oh no.
Well, wait, I had the pending order on the other one and I looked down at it. Yeah, go me. I took the wrong side. I was like, that shouldn't be in drawdown. It's like, I know better. That was not in drawdown.
Man, I've done that so many times.
Oh, look at you people. What the heck? And look, ES is still pushing up. So ES still's a no-go. Not yet. I put a pending down on my other my Apex account, which is kind of mirroring to everything else. This one is just take profit trader, just a single account that I can manually manage, which is good for me. 'Cause I'm not trying to link all that stuff until I can get it to work better. And now here's gold after the mistake. So I took a $20 mistake, 20, maybe $30 probably after fees. And then here we go. I was like, there's no way. What's going on? Gaslight me over here. I'm getting ready to enter ES though, as soon as I've got a pending down here too, and then I'll also take it manually if we get it to kind of continue more, but I can't yet. Crude, crude is perfect. Crude was the perfect one tonight. So Clark, you win. You win. But like I was saying, it was just in this range. And I was looking at it. I actually have it up on a lot of my Trade Evade accounts because I don't know the contract size too well. Like this eludes me drastically. But I liked what I saw. I liked how it moved, very smooth, not too complex. But then we kind of hit this range bound, and I was like, I don't want to play with that while we were still stuck there. So crude, beautiful trade on the night. ES, nothing yet. NQ seems to be diverging just a smidge, just moving a little bit faster, a little bit further. And gold already hasn't really done much. So Clark Kent, no, I'm joking. Clark Maine gets all of the credit for the night. He's gonna buy everybody a Maserati. Do you currently trade features? Hey, my name is typing stuff on YouTube. That's cool. Just to be a geek with you guys, I didn't type it. I'm back to my old rules. What were your old rules, Googles? While we wait. Here we go. We're coming now. $20 drawdown on gold. And then here's ES. So I think since I already have that pending there, I'm going to go to, I really wish this would move tonight. But it's taking its ever-loving time. So here's my ES trade. Just kind of waiting. It's not really going anywhere. Came in on my pending order, and it's 25 bucks now. My management will take over, and what I will do is I'll kind of move this in as we get a little bit further away. I want to lock this and then just let this trail me down a little bit. Hopefully I get closer to that $700 on the trade, but knowing that this is ES, I'm probably going to average about 400 on it. On the NQ trades, I can average, 6 to 700 on a single contract, but that's definitely not a bad trade at all. And you're catching that much of a swing. Not bad at all. That's it. It's taking time. It's not as smooth, not as quick, with the exception of oil, which seemed to be the beautiful one. Check that out. But no, I wasn't in it. Full disclaimer. Was not in it. NQ is moving to the downside. The developer just messaged me in terms of the breakout strategy, so that's exciting. Gold's moving back up. Crude is awesome. And ES and NQ are still sitting pretty flat. Nothing major. Looking for scalps on the 1 minute once price breaks above or below the 20 and the 50. Nice. Nice. I've been using like the 20 ribbon. Well, I was on Ninja and I don't have Ninja up anymore. I'm giving up on Ninja Trader altogether, honestly. But on TradingView, like a 20 cloud is what they call it. It just kind of makes it a little bit thicker, which I think has helped me kind of allow for those wiki moments and just, capitalize on the bigger picture. So just give it a little bit more space. So when price breaks above or below, I like to have some kind of oscillator if I'm using an oscillator in agreement. And then of course, wait for a retest. So if you're not waiting for the retest, you need price. And for me, I need price to continue past the breakout candle, which means the extension of it needs to continue in that direction, and or wait for it to retest back into that smaller time frame moving average. And then poof, there you go. So nice, very smooth.
What are you using now, Jenny, for copy to your various accounts? What do you use now?
Very mad. Right now I'm trying out a couple of things. So I've got up Trade Syncer as well as another company. Trade Syncer is actually not malfunctioning really at all.
Yeah, I use that. That's what I was asking because I gave up on Replicant and Ninja Trader, so I'm trying Trade Sync and it seems to be working fine so far for me.
Hey, listen, I think I've probably invested more than $50,000 into the lessons I learned between Replicant and Ninja Trader and affordable tools.
Yeah,
Serious.
yeah,
That's
Trade
wild if
Syncer
you think
seems
about it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy. And it was so, and the worst part is there are YouTubers out there using it. And I don't,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
the only way I got it to work even once, the perfect way was when it was all Sims. If it's all Sims, it works. But
yeah,
if you mix Sims with evals, and then some brokers, if you mix the evals with the live, even then the connection doesn't come through properly. And I'm like, seriously?
yeah,
But mine is also on my VPS, so I'm gonna claim fault and say it's a me problem, and it very likely is. It's just not one that I could solve. And I was like, I'm done. I just
yeah,
can't. After last Thursday, I just couldn't. I went from a $40,000 day on what was it, Tuesday? Um, got 20, 30,000. So I was nearing $70,000 on the week. Mind you, it wasn't because I was aiming at that. It was because the lot sizes and the contract sizes were wrong. And then on Thursday, I had a nearly $30,000 loss contract sizes. So it went back to taking the opposite thing, and it left up with the orders, and then I couldn't get to the bottom of them. I had to log into all the Trade of Eight things. I was like, okay, I've done my due diligence. I tried, and I'm never doing this again, ever.
yeah. Oh boy.
Yep. But you like it. How long have you been using it?
I started about 3 weeks now with both a live account and evaluations account and have like zero issues. Zero issues.
I've had zero issues. Like I'm
Yeah.
almost like in pain of how simple I typed it in, and then once I
Yep.
understood, turn it on. And once I understood like the contract sizes, I was like, this is what a copier should do. So I've had zero issues.
Yep.
How come you didn't tell me this 2 weeks ago when you had zero issues?
No, because I saw somebody posted it in, so I thought like I don't know, because I remember you said you were using um not replicant of the other one, the affordable tools or whatever its name is. So I thought you were locked into that one. So I didn't, yeah, my bad.
No, I know trust me. You find something that works better and you know that what I'm using sucks, it's okay. I can be correctable. Just correct me. That was a painful lesson, okay? Painful, painful, painful. But again, I don't want to talk too much shade. I do know some people have it working. I literally asked them if they would help me. I asked quite a few people who I thought or understood that were trading multiple accounts using those services. None of them confirmed or were able to help. I've asked the companies that I was working with, none of them confirmed or were able to Zoom. I would have had no problem paying an exorbitant amount for that Zoom to say, hey, look, here's everything I have. Here's the CPU data. I've checked the VPS. There's literally nothing. I bought a brand new VPS just to see if it was the VPS. Because I have bigger aspirations here. I'm willing to fail forward until I get it right. But I will be honest, a lot of them also, I found one guy who it looks like they're copy trading. They're actually not. They trade one account at a time on Ninja Trader, which that I'm sure would be much more doable. But again, I don't know. It's not for me. I like the web-based stuff. I'm a little bit spoiled now coming from MetaTrader, and I'll never go back to that. I'm so mad about it.
Yeah, yeah,
So much, guys. Sherry, we're talking about Trade Syncer. My aim is to mirror multiple brokers, and I've made a lot of mistakes in the process. Um, I'm breaking things to hopefully get them to work. That is the goal. Our indices are pushing back up again. No good. If we come above this 50%, I don't need to take an outsized loss on my ES. This is where we're sitting right now on it. It just I don't need to. If we come back above this and kind of are closing above here or here, I don't need to give it much more room. If this was going to move, we would be moving, and it doesn't look like it has a lot of downward potential. So we'll see how this goes. On the other hand, minus my human mistake, gold is playing just fine. Gold is slow tonight, very slow. But FOMC is tomorrow too. Sherry, back to your question, what trade copier? I'm using Trade Syncer, and I like it thus far. Like I'm almost in pain of how amazing I can made my connections. I did the things. I turned on the accounts or off the accounts. My only thing negative to say about them is that if I have to add new accounts, you have to disconnect it all and then reconnect it all again. And when you're mirroring 30 some odd accounts, that's a pretty big ask. It's not a small task. So I would request that maybe they have a saved setting, kind of thing, or but other than that, it does what it says it's going to do. The close all, the exit all, it works. And I'm
yeah.
impressed. No, this is for futures. Futures. All right, guys, tonight feels kind of like a bust. Couple major announcements. Let's talk trades first, and then I'll answer a couple other things as well. If you have any questions, put them in the chat now. Again, this isn't giving the 8 a.m. the volume, the momentum we wanted to see at the hour open. So can this trade still be right? Absolutely. Do I think in the big picture we have some downward potential? Absolutely. But letting it play out is going to take some patience and or some money. So it's up to you what you want to do here. This is all the way on the 15-minute time frame. Of course, we want this to continue and potentially come take out at least these lows, but we'll see. If you're going to let this continue, monitor it accordingly because we've got 9 minutes left on this candle and we're already looking to give all of that back. So that's not looking too confirmed. If we go to gold again, I think is a really great trade. This was our high of what was it? Yesterday's high, right? Tuesday at 4:15. This is our pre-market high. We've already come and take out our opening price. We've already done a nice spring on liquidity down there. So for me, I think we'd be targeting upside liquidity. So I think we've got a great trade. We might just have to let it play out, and we don't have a lot of volume coming in for that 8 p.m. Because remember, we're still trading the 8 p.m. pump. And if we're not getting the pump, now we have to look at the big picture. So I don't think we're wrong on the big picture, but these trades might not play out on this strategy in the way we want them to, just because the volume's not there tonight to push it where we need it to go. So keep that in the back of your mind, manage them accordingly. I got my two trades. Clark is the genius of the night. He did this trade and I did not. So good for you. It was the good one. I love how that happens, but no, I'm just playing it. It is a great trade and it just followed the rules. So, and it moved as it should. So beautiful kind of trade there. But a couple of questions, looking for scalps in the 1 minute once and using fractals. That's awesome. I have a couple of strategies. The fastest I ever did in terms of a scalping strategy or like account growth strategy, those little account growth things, was with my fractal break strategy. It was, and I think it was a lot to do with, it was just the season for it, but it's simple, it's easy, it's not complex, it's not, complicated. It just worked. It just worked beautifully. So I like it a lot. But we've got about 8 minutes. I'm going to be jumping off early tonight because my youngest has got some Boy Scout stuff we get to go talk about. So to answer a couple of questions, yes, that copier works on Tradebate. Somebody had messaged me in the chat about Funded Next. Robert had actually brought it up as well in the Discord group, the public Discord group. I went ahead and added my referral link to my link tree. There's a couple of other brokers that I have been playing with and learning, and Funded Next would probably be in my top 5. The reason I haven't talked about them a lot is mostly because I don't want people jumping like from one place to another place to another place. I think that's just a really good way to give away all your momentum and understanding. Like, but for somebody who already has kind of a track record, I love that they don't rebill. I think that they're building a very solid track record in terms of respect and authority in this industry. Their affiliate program is kind of weird, so yes, please make sure you use that exact link. I don't yet have like a custom code. I'm hoping that they give me one. I've messaged them a bajillion times, but we'll see. I don't have any sway with them whatsoever either. So a 0% chance at giving those away for free, at least not for a long time. And honestly, they're a little bit more expensive. So I will send the code, which the code kind of repaints or something like that every 3 visits or 3 uses. So the link is live no matter what, and the code I will send here in a moment. And then the other person who asked about Dragonfly and some other things. Tomorrow being FOMC, I'm not going to be running US 30 tonight or having any indice or US dollar trades tonight, mostly because it's just not worth putting on the risk. We could make a bajillion, but you could also lose a bajillion, so not worth it. And everything on the site should be ready here very, very shortly. I know that we're testing some things, and the automation for this strategy um, should be coming up very, very, very soon. So all that stuff will be on the site. And if you're already in the community, you will have access to that as well, which I think is kind of exciting, especially if you just get what you get on a couple of times a day and go away and don't have to do anything. Ugh. Take your one trade day manually if you want to, and then leave it alone. Kind of an awesome system. So, kind of a perfect system. But I think
Jenny.
that's, yes, sir.
So I checked out this other prop firm called Alpha Futures. They seem to be pretty good. They have a 2-day trading rule. They have a 50% consistency rule while you're testing, and then after you're done testing, no consistency. And I think their payouts are every 2 weeks or every 7 days. I don't remember, but the rules seem to be pretty lenient.
I think one of the things that gave me success in Forex is I wasn't one of those girls who jumped from place to place to place to place. Like, and I know maybe a little off topic, but I think it's on topic with this. I've looked into Alpha Futures. I don't have a lot of experience with them just yet. I do want to create again this whole ecosystem of that stuff. That is my goal, to be very transparent. So I likely will. But I'll say to you guys, like I would say to my best friend, the only reason that I think I stood out with some of those in Forex is where other people run into a problem, they blame the broker and then they hop ship. They went to a different broker, they went to a different broker. And I got really good at one place. I got really, really good at that. And I think that kind of also goes into prop firms, actually, probably more so. Sorry, I had to clear my throat, but with futures and prop firms, there's like a whole crap load of rules. So trying to learn what Take Profit's doing versus Tradeify versus Funded Next versus Apex versus Blue Guardian and Top Step and everything else, you're asking for just you're cruising for a bruise, and as they say in whatever, part of the South, right? I would be careful with that. So pick your one or two, and it could be ones I work with or not, but pick your one, maybe two at the most, and try your best to stay there. Now we already know Apex has a lot of negativity around it in terms of their requesting of videos, 8-day payout window, consistency rule 5-to-1. They have a lot of things working in their deficit. I'll say again, the only reason I will maintain that ship is because I've got a big aspiration because they're also the only ones paying out that level of profits. Like, I don't know, 1,000-to-1. Um, there are a lot of good ones. I know Blue Knox is supposedly really good in terms of everything. They just don't have what do you call it? The trade of eight. So there's a few good ones out there. But remember, as all these new firms come into play, the good things are also going to get watered down. So the ones that are stable and reliable and definitely pay out and never miss a payment, they're going to get watered down with every one of these new firms that launch. Every single one of these are going to keep watering down the industry, which is going to make prices cheaper, but it also might make services go down. So pick your couple that you're going to want to stick with. Like if you tell yourself, I have a 2-year trading journey, that I'm going to make this successful for me, pick your one or two and then just stick with them to the best of your ability. Unless something tragically wrong happens to you, that would be how I would do it. And I think it's sound advice for anything because jumping ship jumps rules, it jumps relationships, it jumps understanding, it jumps all of that. So we'll see. Tradeify is supposedly really good too. Funded Next, I like. I think I like Funded Next better than Tradeify. Tradeify is trying to be a cross between Apex and Top Step. So there's a lot of competition out there. I still think Take Profit Trader, the CEO, the easy payouts, the rewards you get back, although Funded Next does that too. I think has enough of the good points where it's my main piece for sure, for sure. But Jonathan, I'm so sorry you had your hand raised.
Yeah, evening, Jenny. You said that perfectly, as perfect as you can possibly say, because I agree that there's always going to be new bells and whistles that come out, and people say, hey, looky here, we have this promo and all of that. And if you guys are watching what's happening, the industry on the future side is sort of becoming very similar to what we were experiencing on the CFD sides before everything blew up in its face, right?
That
Um,
100%.
So you definitely, I would just take the advice that Jenny did say and stick with the reputable ones. Ones that the ones that she puts in is ones that she's sort of vetted and sort of putting herself a little bit out there. Nothing could be guaranteed. You can't foresee any company going under, but at least you have some sort of data and some sort of partnership and relationship that she has with these particular firms that you should stick with those. And then if you get profitable and you've been receiving payouts, then if there's something else that's good or you want to try out another firm, then it's not going to cost you a lot. You can get you a little PA, and if something happens with the company, at least it's just the cost of that, or you can dispute it on your credit card. um with the Funded Next, the only reason I brought that up because I agree completely with what Jenny said, and I really wouldn't even want to look at any other firms other than the ones that she has already mentioned and some of the other ones that have already been reputable. But for them in particular, just specifically for the next, well, 100 hours starting as of yesterday, they have a specific promo which is going to make them probably one of the best bang for your buck or best type of evaluations that you can get. Specifically, if you get the 50K, because right now the promo that's going on, I guess for the next 82 hours, I think where the clock is at, is they have a 40% consistency rule, and on the 50K you only have to, it's a 2,500 drawdown, and then your target is 2,500. So it's 1-to-1. There's no daily loss limit. You can trade news, and it doesn't
The
rebill, and there's
news,
no activation fee.
okay, wait, the rebill is the best. Okay, the rebill I think is honestly that's the thing that made me trust them in a different way. So I was like, what do you mean this never rebuilds? I was completely, it goes against every part of the business model, which I find beyond integritist. Honestly, I like that a lot. And yes, they emailed us, so I can show you. Let me pull it up real quick. I dropped the link in the chat. I do have a link, but here I'll show you exactly what that promo looks like. Give me a second. Our partners. Here you go. So this is what it looks like. We decided to roll it a high converting, so they only sent it out to, their people. This is the coupon code. I will say you have to use that exact link that I just dropped into the chat, otherwise it won't be tracked or whatever. Made a creative access in your life, because again, the coupon code is a little bit different with this firm particularly. But if you go look at the prices, Jonathan's right. It's a very, very, very good. It's a good dollar amount. So this is still one of the better. Well, this right now is. Otherwise, it's more expensive. And then Take Profit Trader, even with Apex's big sale, is still dollar for dollar a cheaper, better bang for your buck um, challenge. So, but that's what this is right here. So you guys can see it. They're limitless offer. There you go.
Jenny, do you know of people getting the payouts from them from Funded Next?
Funded Next, yes. So I can't confirm on like Blue Knox. That's because mostly because I didn't stick with it long enough to get it. But Funded Next, yes. Take Profit, yes. Apex, yes. Blue Guardian, yes. Top Step, yes. And I've got a whole list. I have a whole running list of things that I can prove myself with my own two eyes or my own bank account, and not just on YouTube. Because remember, some of those people who have partnerships of, let's say, thousands of people, the argument is they have different access, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know any of that stuff. I'm just working toward this. So from what I've seen of them, I like a lot of what I see. My only request is pick your one or two. This is a good one too. My funded futures is that's the other one that I can prove it got payouts because I've gotten payouts from them. Um, my funded futures isn't bad either. But again, I think just like what we saw with Forex, and Jonathan said that better than I could even dream. What happened a few years ago, guys? A few years ago, all of these new firms started coming up. Our tried and trusted brokers they were no longer able to stay up to fight the battles that were in front of them. And I'm not, and this is business, I understand, and we can't look at it just from with our hearts, but if you really look at how that went down business wise, what is it, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of the brokers started popping up out of nowhere, took a lot of the business from the tried and true ones that were good ones, okay? And then all of the regulatory bodies were coming after everybody. I kind of believe that if the regulatory bodies were coming after them and they had all that business they had before, they may have been able to stay afloat. And then the good companies are no longer good. So I don't want to water down this industry. There's probably 150 prop firms right now. At least 50 of them somebody is promoting or saying is provable. I'm going to do my best not to have any relationships with more than I wanted to say three, but just because the industry is so vast, we'll say 10, 12. But be careful because you're still better off, even if you fail miserably, picking one or two. And it doesn't have to be the two that I'm talking about or two that I like. Pick your own two. I don't mind. But then build a relationship with them and build an understanding of their rules, build credibility with them because that relationship, I'm using the word relationship in very intentionally. It's not just monetary, things that are exchanged. You're building trust, you're building loyalty, and that is something that will take you somewhere in this industry. So all the ship jumpers and everybody else, that's going to come and go. So, but I dropped the link in the group. Yes, please use that link. CubeCom code is no DLL 40, and as long as you use that link, it should still connect to me. But their affiliate system is really weird. I don't know anything about it. I don't have any affiliates on it or anything. So, but there you go. And I did not know, Jonathan, it was cheaper right now.
Yeah, just with this promotion. So again, it's 60 some odd hours left on it, guys. So after that, you may want to reevaluate it and compare with the other brokers because some of the other options Jenny have may be more viable. So this is just a very, very specific thing. There's still a good deal, long term if you decide to add another broker to the list. But right now, this is probably the best bang for your buck. And then because they don't rebill, like Jenny just mentioned, you can even sit on it. You don't have to trade it right away. You can just buy it, be grandfathered into it. Keep in mind that if you do reset, it goes back to the standard metrics or whatnot, whatever they would have on their page. You'd have to go and review that. But yeah, a good bang for your buck if you guys get that within the next time. And then the 50K, which is normally like closer to 300, is like 200 and some change or whatever now, or it'll basically be like 150, and you get like basically 2,500 of drawdown to play with.
That's
Hey,
actually
Jonathan, are you a little bit familiar? A quick question. They say it's 3 steps: challenge phase.
Make sure you're not on the CFD side. I don't know why they have it on their page like that, but check on the top. There's CFDs and there's futures. You want to make sure you click the futures option.
Futures. Okay, futures. Okay. All right. That's probably what it was. Yeah, I've never traded Forex before. So, and I knew they were a Forex company before. I thought they were. Weren't they a Forex company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
judging by their link, I'd say, yeah.
yeah, they were in for a while. I think they're stationed out of Dubai, if I recall, when they originally started the Forex. But they're one of the ones they lost. Obviously, some of the U.S. customers, as the majority of the CFDs companies did, because they couldn't, sell to us legally or whatever. Um, but they stayed in the industry. They were one of the ones that they handled it pretty well as far as making sure to make people whole or give them refunds and all that. And there are some people who still to this day trade with them on the CFD side, whether they were grandfathered or they don't live in the states where they can trade under those jurisdictions. But yeah, they moved over, and I think the reason. Again, I'm just assuming this is just my own opinion on it, but I believe they just want to get market share, some sort of market share for the futures. So they're doing a deal where when you look at this deal, they probably are taking a loss on it. Maybe not, depending how many people blow up, but basically they want to get some sort of market share and build that rapport with people who are already on the future side.
They're trying. Hey, gold's trying to pull down. I'm going to go ahead and exit this position. We've already hit more than target, guys. I'm going to try to get a little closer to where we had it, but no guarantees. Sorry, guys. Where are we at? Yes, yes. Thank you, Green Room on YouTube. Let's see if we can't just get a little bit more. I'm just trying to capitalize on the profits a little bit more. That's all I'm trying to do is when they're available, because there's plenty of times I get knocked out with my little lock profit. So where I can, I want to get more than this. And it doesn't always happen as seamlessly as we want, but I don't mind keep dragging this up. I think this trade is going to be worth more, but I'm done on the night. And tomorrow's FMC anyways. Let's just see. What more? Oh, I think that knocked me out. Nope, knocked out. I'm done. It's not a bad trade overall. Now let's go look at our one in drill down, our ES. So that's gold, sitting close to 400 on that one. And then ES not close to 400. It's just not moving. It's not really going anywhere.
There
So
was a
for
lot
me,
of activity in the Asian session yesterday.
I know. Jonathan, trying to track the movement for me is the one that makes me go, my brain is out.
It's really different. Like it's different, and I ain't gonna lie. Like I've lost some sleep, and I'm gonna stop doing that. That's a bad habit. Trying to go at night and figure out if it's gonna move that time and all of that. It's just if I miss it, I miss it. I'm just gonna stay away from that. But the markets are definitely they're moving a little bit differently as far as the big moves. When the big moves are happening, there's no consistency of when they're happening. Where before we knew when we would come in the New York session, we know we'd get a good deal of volume. So even if we missed the London, it was okay.
Yes, yes, 100%. But that's not the case lately. Like, we were talking about it last week. This day, New York happened to move, but the rest of the time, it feels like New York goes nowhere. Everything is overnight. New York, everything is overnight. Every big move is, or they're doing it like at 4 p.m. when no one is trading. Like not even the
Right,
350 algorithm. Okay, I can even understand that, but I'm talking 4 p.m. No one's trading.
right,
But I
right.
think that's
Yeah.
intentionally though, because I feel like they're collecting, what is it, accumulating like during the times when they know the retail traders are in and they're making the moves like later on because they know where they really want it to go, you know what I mean? And they're just like, okay, we're gonna be like, psych you, Barry. Anyway, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you might be right, Barika. I mean, I don't know. Again, we're still. I always try to say, like, always. Sometimes I think that from our side, we view it as like we're bigger than what we really are because, again, we're just like little fishes in a pond or little rocks in a pond compared to the big money. But at the same time, they wouldn't mind, going against the grain and getting people out of their stops, whether it be smaller institutions or retailers or whatnot. But I guess the algorithms too, those things change and adapt based off of what's going on. And if there's a lot more activity during the New York hours, maybe it's deviating and trying to throw people off a little bit.
And I
Yeah.
think too, what's happening too is because, like they have the different specialists and stuff like that that know where they want it to go. So they know where they'll get the least resistance to getting priced to where they really want it to be. And so they're like,
Mm,
okay, if I know the bulls are here and I want it to go bearish, if I try to do it during New York, I might get a lot of pushback. But if I do it during an off time, I'm probably going to get the price to go to where I want it to. So that's
absolutely.
just kind of my thought.
Well,
Just
did you all notice too, both you and Jenny, that sometimes when these big moves happen too, I feel for me, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I feel like we used to have more opportunities where we can get back in. Like a pullback would eventually happen, and it's not happening, at least in the session that you're wanting. If the pullback happens, it
that.
happens later.
Okay, Jonathan, that's what I want to talk about. Like, if we're going to talk about the market for a second, we can talk about this. Ready? Why are we leaving? Like, there's and ICT, everyone talks about draws on liquidity and all the blah, 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 but we're not getting the pullbacks. We're not getting the retracement. We're not getting the gaps aren't getting filled. Like, we're leaving so many imbalances in the market. I don't care if we're talking true gaps or just imbalances. Okay. We're leaving just all the different kinds of ICT names, or they have like 100, sorry, I don't know them all, but like liquidity, we just leave it all behind, like peace. And before it was like I felt like we could always count on to some degree coming back and getting some of it like reasonably quickly. And maybe not instantly, but not a month later. Nowadays, we just leave that stuff. We'll come back there. We have these we just leave it. We don't even just it's gone. There's nothing. It's gone.
Absolutely. And like you said too earlier, Jenny, where you said at 4 o'clock and all that, or like when the market closed and then it opened up with a gap, like you'll have consolidation for New York session, and then you know where the move is going. And then as soon as the market opens, it opens and it fills the full move that you're looking for. And I'm like, what the heck?
It's crazy. Yeah, the price action's been a little bit different, but we trade. So some seasons, and Scott talks about that all the darn time, is seasonality, and it's not my favorite concept because I believe the market is the market. But if we are to survive this season, we may be down risk, and we say, okay, knowing what we don't know, that's why I'm willing to take those little baby break evens. Because on the times where I'm like, oh no, I have to be right, I'm not gonna break even this trade, I'm gonna buy, it does something like this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna swallow that darn candle anymore. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm gonna take what I get and not throw a fit. If this doesn't want to move, I'm gonna exit it and say, cool, I made more on my ES trade and just leave it because it's not worth it. There's too many, and then the candles out of nowhere. Ugh, the candles out of nowhere. Those are the worst. We're just cruising along, and then boom, nothing happened. There's no tweet. There's no earnings report. With just nothing. Nothing
I thought
happened.
it was me. I thought that was happening.
Yeah,
It
nope, it wasn't
happened.
just you.
I was telling Joshua about that this morning. How come this market does that?
Oh, speaking of our winner chicken dinner, the secret code word that I'm going to announce is I love futures, and that's how you enter the next drawing. Is I love futures. That's it.
What do
It's
we do with that, Jenny?
girl better follow the instructions. People smarter than me help decide that. That's what it looks like. Like, I think you have to type it in somewhere, or maybe put it in a chat room, put it in the comments. Do all of the above. That'll help. Okay. I don't know. I honestly have no
I'll
idea.
drop the competition link in both places.
Honestly, I have no idea. Hey, Brika, where do they have to drop that at? In the comments?
I'm gonna drop the link right now into both YouTube and into sorry, what's the other thing? Whatever else we're using, I'm gonna drop it there.
Her
My
Tuesday
bedtime is
brain
normally
is
8 o'clock, so anything past that.
hey, listen, if the smart one in the room is going, I don't know what was the other tool we're using? We already know that's time to pack it up. So that is the code word. Sorry, not much to write home about. Clark in the chat, he called the crude, which was beautiful. ES is not just going anywhere. I'm gonna exit this and call it a night. Because I have automatic management on this, I can opt to drag in my stop, really, really take off a lot of that risk and say, hey, look, if this starts to take off, I'm okay. If it doesn't, I'm going to take a small loss, or I can just opt to close it at break even. Your decision is up to you. It's just not going anywhere. And this level of consolidation isn't really worth trying to figure out what it's going to do next. This is what time is this? It's a 2 minute. This is go to ES. It's trying, but it's just not accomplishing anything. Nothing at all. And I think that's about it. Noah came home with another scout, so he's all good. And then another person has some tech issues. But thank you, Jonathan, for bringing up the funded next discount. You guys have the link. It's also in the link tree. I'll work on adding more to the link tree. I also don't want to be the person who's like making everybody jump ship too much. So there are a few others. I have my Fun and Futures and Blue Sky. I have a few, but we'll talk
And
about those next
funded
time.
futures, I think today they came out with a sale too, Jenny, if you have that code.
My FF, MFF.
Yes, that one. They have I think a deal on their starter plus. I think it's going to be about $88 for 50K with no activation fee.
I'll have to go look.
Feels like almost feels like it's like Cyber Monday or something like that. We got a code. We got a code. Everybody got a code.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing is they're all just competing. They're saying, hey, look, all we have to do is take a little bit of somebody else's business, which we think as consumers is good, but to me, it looks like the rumblings of, and Jonathan gets the credit for saying that, but it's the rumblings of what happened in Forex, okay? It's the rumblings of companies taking each other out, and we think that's great, but remember, we as the consumer have to survive the process. So if we cripple the highest paying, most reliable, longest standing firms, yeah, that's my only concern is it's going to be a Cyber Monday. Every time one of these does something, everyone's going to say Apex is doing a deal. We're doing a deal. Top Step's doing a deal. Well, Top Step's the only one not doing deals. I don't think they have a deal right now. They don't even have a deal, do they?
No, they don't. The top steps becoming like what was it, FTMO that we had on the CFD side, where they're not doing any promos or anything. They're basically just taking what they have. It is what it is, and I think they're trying to get ready too for regulations. I'm pretty sure the CEO has said that in a few different terms, as well as the other thing, the whatever coalition that he tried to do with other CEOs. I won't speak on that, but um, what was the other thing I was going to?
Yeah.
I lost track of it, so it's not important.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Like, guys, keep your eyes open. So just keep your there's stuff going down. Pick your couple. They don't have to, I don't have to agree. The ones you agree with are fine, but pick your couple and kind of go from there. Plus, if you don't have a reliable copier, and since I know none of y'all do, because except for the one person who wanted to speak up and talk to me, um, most of y'all aren't using reliable copier. It's not worth having all of those accounts. All that's doing is making you pay $2,000 a month. That's it. That's all that's doing. If you're not getting payouts or copying them, you're just giving yourself a $24,000 a year bill. That's what's happening. So we'll see though. Good luck on your challenges. Congratulations, Joshua. I love futures is the code word for tonight. Please be mindful. If I'm around tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna go to Restore and just hang out or not, but if I'm around, maybe I'll jump on the voice chat in Discord for FOMC time. Otherwise, happy trading. Good job on gold. I got knocked out of this, so this doesn't count for me.
Jen, I'm grateful again, real quick.
Like it
Thank you
is.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you. When my team told me who won, I was like, oh, I'm so happy for him because it feels
Oh,
like a good moment. It feels like, and I knew you'd be on here. She goes, oh, we're announcing tonight, and I was like, cool. That is the best idea ever.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys.
We about to rob some more people.
Yes.
What you say, Jay?
I say you about to rob some more prop firms. Is that what you about to
Yes,
do?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pretty much. I'm getting
Okay.
deep fried right now, though. I'll be transparent. I'm
It
Hey,
happens.
yeah.
listen, just don't let that get to you. So listen, I think learning how to go through the good and the bad of the good week and the bad is how you keep that account. Like, so you got some payouts, you're break even plus. I don't know to what extent, but you're break even plus. So now no matter what happens, down risk a little bit. Don't down risk when you're winning, though, in my opinion. You up risk when you're winning.
Okay. Okay.
That's one thing I will kind of fight you on is don't down risk when you're winning.
Okay. I'll change that up. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Happy
Thank you.
trading. Mwah, sweet dreams, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.